What's up? My name is Selena, and yesterday I ran the Charlotte Hot Chocolate 5K. So I've seen this race online for a while, and it's one of those races where I'm like, oh, I want to do it. I want to participate. And Charlotte is about an hour, 15 minutes from where I live, and that is the closest one that I wanted to participate. They have them, I think, in 16 different cities. And so it's a race that I've seen before and contemplating doing, but finally yesterday, me and my husband, we completed the Charlotte 5K. So this was the first time that I've ever run in Charlotte, the first race that I did there. And honestly, if it's going to be another downtown race, it may be the last. This was very hilly. Now, I thought Columbia was hilly. Charlotte, downtown Charlotte, yesterday, it was lots of hills. It started on the longest, steepest hill, which I thought was thinking, all right, once you get past that, that's it. So it started on a hill, and then after mile one, not long after, we're headed back up a hill. Same thing, and it even finished on a hill. And so it might have been two downhills, but it was a lot of hills. And when I train like on a treadmill at one, even at Orange Theory, I'm not going to lie, most of the time, because I am training for High Rocks and I know that it is like flat, no hills, indoor facility. So I don't have to really train for that. Probably not a good idea considering that I am doing 5K races all over. Contemplating and doing one in Greenville this coming weekend. Like, we're supposed to do it. I asked some friends to do it with us, just haven't pulled the trigger and signed up yet. But that's supposed to be the next race. And so I'm thinking Columbia has to be like hilly. Everywhere else is flat. I've done a race in Savannah, which that was like probably my fastest, maybe out of town race. And that was years ago. Me and Maya did it a long time ago when she used to actually run with me, and that was flat. And so I'm trying to figure out another race that they're going to have there so I can do it there. But the one yesterday was awful. I've never wanted a 5K to be over so fast. Now, I've done races before where I'm like, all right, I'm ready for it to be over with. And usually afterwards you have this runner high. No, zero, like not interested. And like, it was like, I was traumatized, like my knees, like I felt my knees. Again, at least 5 hills, at least. And to go to the finish line up an incline, I'm like putting. Normally I sprint to the finish line. This one, I putted my way to the finish line and was just mentally, physically like exhausted and over it. Usually at the end, like I said, I'll run to the finish line or I'll see somebody where I'm like, I'm not going to let them pass me. I could care less. I was just so like, I saw the finish line after we passed mile 3, like you could see where you hear music and you see the flags and stuff like that, where you knew the finish line was in sight. Like when I say I had nothing in me, I had nothing in me to like take it up a notch to sprint to the finish line. But nonetheless, I did it. Leading up to the race, now they had an expo. You had to pick up your packet the day before if you didn't select for it to be mailed to you. There was no race day packet pickup, which kind of stinks. But we ended up spending the night there, finding a hotel that was super close, like literally a block, maybe 2 blocks from where we were, the start line from where we were staying. So that was great. And the expo was nice. They had hot chocolate. They had some like M&Ms and some wafers as well. And the hot chocolate was like really good. I had a sip of it. I didn't drink too much. Again, tracking my macros. But you go in, you pick up your race bib. And then after you get your race bib, they gave shirts. So, or not shirts, I'm sorry. They gave jackets. So you got this cute little hot chocolate jacket with a hoodie, which I did end up wearing the day of the race because it was going to be 30 something degrees that morning. And I had a long sleeve shirt on in addition to a short sleeve shirt. And then I had the jacket over. I didn't zip it up because I had my bib on the front of it. And then I know once I start running, I'll get hot. And so I didn't want to be too hot and then like stripping layers. But I had gloves, I had earmuffs, and then gloves came off by the end. I wanted to take the earmuffs off, but I just left them on until the end of the race. But so as I was saying, you get your bib and then you went and got your jacket. Everybody got a jacket. And then depending on when you registered, you either got like a t-shirt, I ended up getting a water bottle, and Tavis didn't get anything. He got 14% off because he waited literally, I think, till the day before to register, or the day of, whichever one. And he registered, matter of fact, Friday. So the day before, when we were headed there to get our packet, he decided at the last minute, because our oldest had to come with us. And then so they ended up just staying in the hotel while we went and ran the race, which worked out great because he didn't have to push Luna, because pushing her up those hills, I was like, thank God you didn't have to do that. Even though he probably would have walked it, but still that would have been daunting, like to even do that, because it was just that bad. So I don't know if you've ever done it before. I'd love to hear, especially in Charlotte. Again, they have them in Chicago. They have them in Atlanta. They had Atlanta, I think, the Sunday before, but maybe in another city. But now that I know, even before the course, like we were waiting, standing in our corral, I guess is what they call it. Like we were waiting and we were doing stretching, and then there were people around. So I was asking, like, have you done this course? Because I wanted to like get a heads up mentally, like, are there hills? Because that's what I was waiting to ask. And everybody around me had not done it before. This was their first time. So maybe it was a good thing, because they probably would have been like, oh yeah, it's a lot of hills. But at least I could have been like mentally prepared for it just a little bit. So that was the expo before. After you cross the race, they gave you a finisher's medal, and then, which was very cute. Like, love the finisher's medal. Not sure if the hills were worth me getting this beautiful, cute little, and then it has 5K finisher at the end on the lanyard, I guess. But I mean, super cute medal where it has hot chocolate, marshmallow, hot chocolate bar, cookies, pretzels. And that's pretty much what you got in the little hot chocolate mug at the end, which was great. So you took off a bib. I think at the end, the bottom of the bib was like a donation if you wanted to donate $3. I forgot who they were raising money for. So you put that in the bucket, the people that were standing there. And then you went to, prior to the race, there were areas where you can do it before and after, where lots of photo opportunities. So lots of areas where you could, if you wanted to take photos, you could do, which I loved about that. And then at the end, they had areas where you would go in and pick up your little mug where it had a banana. It had a little side filled with chocolate where you can dip your banana, your marshmallow, your pretzels, and then some other chocolate chip cookie, and then another type of cookie in there. And then in the center was your hot chocolate. So that was nice and cute to get. But again, was it worth it for those hills? Even the day before, I went to High Rocks and I went and did cryotherapy, as well as I did the leg compressions. So I'm thinking like, this is going to help my legs. It'll loosen up the blood flow, get me going, and I'll be ready the next day. That didn't even help. Like when I was talking to one of the young ladies and I'm like, all right, I should be able to run faster. And she was like, oh yeah. And then at the end, when the other girl helped me, I was like, all right, she said that I was going to be able to run faster. She was like, I don't know about that. She was like, your legs may not feel as heavy, which I was like, perfect. I don't think anything could have prepared or helped with the amount of hills and just how taxing it was on my body. And I even did the beet juice shot, which we do right before every race. Even did that. We went to Whole Foods because we forgot our liquid. So we got just the powder so that we can have it next time we do a race, and it's easy. We'll just throw it in a water bottle. Even did that beforehand, 30 minutes before. And there was a vendor for Celsius, and we even took we shared like a Celsius together, just a little bit. I didn't have too much because I didn't want to have to use the bathroom beforehand. That didn't give me energy, like, again, towards the end of the finish line. So it was just a brutal course. And normally after, like I said, I run a race, I'm like, all right, I'm on a run as high. When's my next one? I was just contemplating everything at that point. It's one of those, I know courses that I'm like, okay, I'll do again. We have courses here locally where I'm like, it was an incline, but it wasn't too bad. A fast finish, and that's what you really want. But this one, I don't think I'll do it again, at least not in Charlotte, which stinks because we love hot chocolate. That's what Lou was like, kept asking, when is the hot chocolate race? Even though she didn't get to go because it was so cold that morning. Well, it wasn't as bad as we thought. The night, it was like maybe cold and windy, but it ended up being not as bad of a morning to run in. The rain held off. It drizzled like a little bit when we started, but it pretty much held off. So it was overall, the weather conditions, not a factor. It was just a course in general. So I hate that because, again, it's an hour away. And so I would love to do it again. But unfortunately, it's probably a one and done. But beautiful race. If you have it in any other city, maybe you know the terrain and it might not be as bad. I highly recommend trying it. Like they really did the expo beforehand, afterwards, the photo opportunities, like everything was top notch and done nice. I just didn't like the course in Charlotte. And that's the only knock. Otherwise, it was a great race, amazing medal, nice jacket. Like I said, instead of a t-shirt, most places give you a t-shirt. So it was a really nice jacket. And like I said, I love the medal. Like this is just too cute. So I can't wait to hang it whenever Antavis does get the thing hung up on the wall for us to put our medals. Let's talk pace. So they give you a little certificate at the end that you can download that shows your pace as well as your finish time. So I did it in 32 minutes and 15 seconds. And I think that was probably worse than my first race starting back running. And then my pace was 10:23. Again, awful. So I set my Apple Watch because I wanted to pace at 9:30. Again, not knowing the course, I wanted to finish the race in 29:30, 29 minutes, 30 seconds, about a 9:31 pace. And according to my watch had me pacing faster than what like when I would hit the 1 mile mark, my watch had already done it a little bit further back. So I was pacing ahead of like the distance according to my watch. But this had me a distance of 3.19. So I was about almost 0.1 off from the actual course. And as soon as I crossed the finish line, I was mindful that I did stop my watch because this had me finishing at 31:12 and this said 32:15. Like I say, I was pacing a little, my watch had me hitting the mileage a little bit sooner than the actual course. So overall, I finished 355 out of 2,298, 152 out of 1,606 females. And then for my age group, 40 to 44, I finished 9th out of 200. So that's a plus, I guess, a positive. And my first mile, I paced at 9:47. My last race was 9:48. And then it went down significantly every mile after that. No, this went up for all the rest of the miles. I was 10:03 for mile 2, and then 10:13 for mile 3, and then 12:01 for the 0.1. But again, this is technically 0.2 because the distance was off from the course and my watch, I guess the distance it calculated. This had me pacing at 10:10. And like I say, the race had me at 10:23. So that was the Charlotte Hot Chocolate 5K. Slightly traumatized from that race. Like I say, it'll probably be a one and done, but I'm glad I did it. It's one that I've seen online and I've seen people mention, and I saw the medal and I'm like, oh, I want to do this. And again, we love hot chocolate, but unfortunately it will probably be the last time that I do it in Charlotte. Again, who knows? Maybe I'll be in another city when it's there in the future, but I did it. Race number 4. Kudos to that. I'll give myself props for that, for completing race number 4. And like I said, we're supposed to do a race in Greenville this coming weekend. And then we already signed up for one on March 1st as well. It's a St. Patrick's Day race. So that's it. I just wanted to share. If you've done the Charlotte Hot Chocolate 5K, please comment below. Let me know your experience. Maybe you liked it. Maybe it was just me and my husband and a couple other people that I met. And so that was a cool thing at the expo. I saw 2 people from Orange Theory. One I spoke with when I went back to go find the other member, or used to be a member. She was gone. But anyways, I messaged her and we talked afterwards. She was like, I legit saw 4 people like at the end of the race vomit. And I'm like, not surprised. That was not fun. But anyways, we got it done. We did it. And I'm looking forward to the next race. But I wanted to do a video I'll do my recap tomorrow, but I just wanted to do a video just talking about the Charlotte Hot Chocolate 5K. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. And most importantly, make sure you like and subscribe so you can find out more about the races that I do in the future. And I will see you on my next video. Bye.